Let's set the scene. We arrive in this world as body, and we think that's what we are. And we get very attached to it. We like or don't like the way we look, the way we sound, we have feelings, we can see ourselves, we have an image, a self image, and it becomes almost impossible to imagine that we die. That just doesn't seem to go with our our plan here. We come into this world and we're so real, and then we have to disappear. What the hell is that? It's kind of strange. Um, there seems to be a real sense that all we are is our body. And we attribute a lot of intelligence to our brain. Of course, there are cultures who attribute their intelligence to their heart, but we're not one of those. And we cannot imagine even being conscious, even knowing that we exist without a body. I have a question about that. And my question is that just a misconception? Is that just a kind of misidentification of what's going on? Is this body really an identity and who we really are, or is it just a vehicle? Are we just riding this body from here to there? In my case, from 1940 to 2020 something, whatever it is. Um, and then it's all over and we don't have any consciousness anymore. I have a hard time actually believing that. I think that there's probably a consciousness before we're born and after. I think that the physical world, as beautiful as it is a kind of mirage, where what we are looking at is an expression of spirits, of energies, of souls that are expressing themselves in this form. And it's a very temporary form. We know that. So it looks like to me what we do is fall into a lifelong habit of denial. We deny, we just don't want to look at it. We don't want to imagine ourselves in a dead body. Well, we couldn't be there. We shouldn't be there. We're either gone somewhere else or we have completely popped like a bubble. We have completely evaporated and we no longer exist as consciousness or anything because our body no longer functions and it will go into the ground. And that is just too terrible to contemplate. It's like who we are. It's like our real being is is destined to crumble, destined to disintegrate. And that is a disturbing thought. We don't want to even entertain it. So we just get on with life. We get on with our projects, our ambitions, our diversions, our pleasures, and our pains. And looking beyond that is is neurotic. It's unacceptable. You don't want to do that. So when we hear about cultures that actually ask you to imagine your dead body and to contemplate it every day, we think, well, how morbid can you get? But it may have a salutary effect on the mind in that it can help you let go of a lot of your attachments that keep you bound, keep you actually in handcuffs for a whole lifetime because when you lose something that is a precious possession, which can be a thing or a living person or a pet or anything, we grieve. And my question is do we grieve because we believe that being was its only expression, its only life, that it does not go on, that there is no such thing as eternity, that there's no such thing as an eternal being? And if there were, we sure wouldn't be one. Well, I question that. I think maybe that's exactly what we are. Maybe we are eternal beings. Maybe we never die. In our bodies, of course, come and go. And as much as we want to take care of them, as much as we feel concern for them, nobody likes to live in pain and sickness. And so we do try to be healthy, we do try to be strong, um, but eventually the last day will come. That last day that we don't want to think about will eventually come. And what then? Well, whether you believe that we are eternal or not has nothing to do with whether we are or not. We either are or we are not. And maybe it'll help comfort you in your trepidation about coming to the last day to believe that you go on. But there are people who say when you die, it's over forever. Nothing goes on. There's nothing else to you. There's no such thing as a soul. And I don't know why they need to believe that, but if they do, fine for them. Um, I hold the question open. I think that it's very possible that we continue on in some form, spirit form, whatever, and we probably occupy a paradigm that is pretty much the paradigm we occupy in this world in our mind. If we live in fear, if we live in greed, we'll probably find that beyond the veil. If we live in generosity and love, we'll probably find that beyond the veil. And I don't think we ever stop growing. I think that consciousness of relationship, of relatedness, is always on offer. We can always choose it or refuse it. We can always know that we are part of the universe. We're elements in the all that is or not. We can accept our place as a cherished element of creation, or we can refuse it. And if we refuse it, we probably are living at a low vibration, and we probably have a kind of depressive approach to everything. But if we are able to embrace the idea that we are a force for love, we may actually be able to join the all that is as a full member. That's I propose that as a possibility, not as some kind of absolute certainty that I know. But I think that it's important to think that this could be real, that if you have a feeling that either you're going to continue on as you are in a kind of depressive, separated state, or if you're going to actually be with people you love, I think we have choices about these things. My voice is not working for some reason. I don't know why. But in any case, I just wanted to raise some of these issues because I've been thinking about them. Normal for me at my age, but I think we all need to think about these things. So I'll say good night.